to talk about adding sensory details to our writing. So, first of all, what are sensory details? Okay, obviously sensory is the word sense, so we're going to use the 5 senses: see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. For example, say I wanted to describe my favorite food. I would need to add some details, right? So, first thing I would do is I would describe how it looks. Okay? So I would describe that my favorite food for the C is brown, square, and small. Okay? Then I would describe what it sounds like. You might think it's kind of weird to be talking about the sound of a food, but if we imagine like what it sounds like when it's being eaten, one of my words for the sound of my food would be silent. Okay, that tells you a little bit about my food. Do you think it's a potato chip? No, of course not. Potato chips would be loud or crunchy. So the word silent kind of gives you an idea about my word. Next one is touch. I would say that my food is soft, smooth, and squishy. I would also add taste. Okay, so for me, I'm going to put sweet and savory. Now I can add words like chocolatey, but when we do that, we're starting to sound like we're using nouns, you know, saying, well, my food is chocolate. So we really want to kind of avoid that as much as we can. Sometimes we're going to use words kind of like that, kind of like square, but most of the time we want those describing words. It'd be like trying to describe a flower and saying, well, my flower looks like a flower. Okay, so more descriptive words. Okay, next one is smell. Okay, I could definitely say that my food smells sweet, but we already used the word sweet up here, so we don't really want to go back to using the word sweet a second time, because it really doesn't add to our description. However, I can say that my food smells strong. Okay, we can use words like that to indicate the intensity of a smell. Words like delicate, light, robust, words like that. So we don't have to just describe what the smell smells like, but how strong that smell is. Okay, so there's my sensory words about my food. Have you guessed my food yet? Okay, well, if not, you're going to have to wait for the next video to find out. Okay, right now, you are going to get some practice writing sensory words using some very common objects. Okay, so right here we have a grid. If your teacher's printed out the worksheet, you'll have a grid just like this. If not, you can copy it out yourself. You'll see that it's got see, hear, touch, taste, smell down this side. And it has several objects across the top: flower, cupcake, chair, pasta, wind, school lunch. Okay, and if you don't eat school lunch, you can just use like your favorite lunchtime food. Also, for some of the items, you may not use all of the senses. For example, on a chair, would we put what a chair tastes like? I don't think so. I don't want to taste a chair. But we can still do other senses for it. Even hear and smell can be used for chair. For example, I could picture scooting one of our classroom chairs across the floor, or maybe listening to a rocking chair. What kind of sounds do you hear there? Same thing with smell. What would a brand new plastic chair smell like? What would an old wooden chair smell like? So you can, there are lots of words you can come up for these different kinds of things, including even wind. All right? So, now that you've got your grid, it's your turn. Go ahead and take your grid. You should have at least 2 words for each of the sentences you're using. Okay? But go ahead and start filling out that grid. We don't need to add anything else right now. Just describe each of your items on your grid. Okay? And then I'll see you in video 2 to tell you what to do next.